Hello, welcome back. Glad you all are here. This is Art of Cycling. I am Greg Leach. This is still the Tour de France, although we are in a word I learned from watching the Tour, the penultimate stage. Thank you, Phil Liggett, for that one. It's amazing how often I can work that word into my conversations now. See, you learn more than just cycling when watching the Tour. So, one of the things I thought I'd work in here with this painting is the whole team car sticky bottle thing, although this pass actually wasn't what they refer to as a sticky bottle. So the riders can drop back to their team car, assuming it's nearby, which is what, it's this young American on the French team with the Italian name. This is Matthew Rigatello. When I painted him earlier, I did get a lovely message on Instagram from his mother. And then NBC did interview his father. Yesterday, when they climbed the Alpe d'Huez, and apparently that's where he fell in love with cycling, was on a trip as a young teenager, just barely out of the tween years. And he actually had a great climb. He rode for his team leader, the even younger Frenchman, Paul Sexas. Helped him just lose 4 seconds in the race for the white jersey, and kept him in his same place, which I believe is 5th in the overall, which is a lot better than the French have done in a long time. I do believe. They were just talking about on air a organization, the Federation of French Losers, which is actually French, and they sort of champion those who come up short. The other thing that they have done with this young 19-year-old French phenom is they don't let him do interviews. You can't talk to him. At the end of the stage, he puts on a mask, his, COVID-era mask, and nods at the reporters that scrum at the end of the stage, and then off he goes. I think the most we've heard him say was when they were interviewing Rigatello. He came up and said, "Well, we've got to go. You have work to do." Oops. So we are on another fabled climb, and what apparently is the hardest stage in modern Tour history. When the Tour started, the original organizer had basically set it up that, only one person would be able to finish. The racers called him the assassin. So we are climbing, the Telegraph, Col de Telegraph, which is a Cat 1, and shockingly, that's the easiest climb they're doing today. And even more shocking, perhaps, is that they are going to end on top of Alpe d'Huez again. And this time, that doesn't even have a categorization in the King of the Mountains competition. Just gives you an idea. So the terrible, now they are going a different way and they're starting from a higher point, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, it's not totally insane that there isn't points. But that gives you an idea how hard the rest of the stage is if the big climb that ended the day yesterday doesn't even rank as a climb today. So just getting the final part of the ink. I'm going to remember to title this one So we have to assume that Rigotello is up here as a satellite rider. He was the only one who could stay with Paul Sextus yesterday of his team, which probably tells us why he's in the team. And there seems to be, as with this young man and his team leader Sextus, a real generational shift happening in the tour. I mean, right now, Tade, who, if he wasn't wearing the yellow jersey, was wearing the white jersey for a number of years, is part of that new guard. I mean, he's only 27. But with these teenagers and just barely 20-year-olds having an incredible tour. I don't remember his placing, but I think Rigotello was actually fairly high up in the GC as well. I'm sorry, I don't remember offhand exactly what it is. So this group is 10 strong, and they have built up a nice advantage over the yellow jersey. They're over 4 minutes behind, but as we learned yesterday, when racing against Tade, 4 minutes is nothing on the climb. That was pretty astounding to watch him start the Alpe d'Huez so far back. I mean, anybody else 4 minutes back, you would just be like, well, his day's over. And he didn't really have to do it either. Except, I don't think Tade's ever met a record he didn't want to break on this particular tour. And one of the things on offer, not only, another thing I learned today was that it's the first time that the current world champion, which Tade is for the second year in a row, has won on top of the Alpe d'Huez. Now, they don't climb it every year. Most, but not every. So, obviously, the year that you are the world champion and they choose not to climb, there's going to be a statistical anomaly there. But the other statistic is that he climbed that climb faster than anybody in history by almost 2 minutes. One of the records he broke, one of the top, let's say 10 names on the list of, that he was trying to beat, was his own. But I don't think Tade is, well, one wouldn't be worried about breaking one's own records. One of the ones he's well on the way of establishing is the total stage wins. Yesterday, I think, took him to 23. The current record holder by one win is Mark Cavendish. That took him his whole career to get there. I mean, obviously, it's taken Tade his whole career to date to get there too. But when Mark was congratulated by Tade, 2 years ago now? Cavendish joked, "Don't you break my record." And I do think it's certainly probable, if not highly likely, that he will break that record. I mean, if he races, 3 more tours, and he, like I say, he's only 27. So he certainly has 3 tours in him. It seems truly plausible that he'll break that record. Of course, the record that was held for so very long was Eddie Merckx. And when asked about, and I thought it was a little snarky, but when asked about Cavendish breaking his record, his response was, if I had been going for stage wins, I would have won a lot more. Which, like I say, is a bit snarky. Certainly wasn't inaccurate. Merckx was riding to win the tour, not to win stages, which in the case of Mark Cavendish, he certainly was never going to win the tour. So that remark truly applied to Cavendish. Tade, not so much. Tade, too, is while he loves winning stages, although it should be noted again that they like to say, gifted a stage to his teammate, Isaac Del Toro, who is currently the leader in the Best Young Rider competition, and will probably carry that to Paris. Not if sex is going to have anything to do with it, but I mean, there's only 25 seconds separating those two. And then a Russo, who's in this breakaway, is moved himself back up in the virtual standings to third. But even then, he's still almost 2 minutes behind the other two. So, and the way he's blown apart at the end of the stages, I don't think those behind are that concerned. I think they're much more concerned on what's going to happen when Tade goes. Again, he's 4 minutes behind today, but will that translate to not competing for stage honors today? I doubt it. I mean, have they ever done? I know Alpe d'Huez is featured on 2 different days of the tour, but not 2 different finishes. So Tade would have another record to set by winning 2 back-to-back ascents of Alpe d'Huez. So I think we can fully expect him to try again today. I'm happy to say that all the paintings of him in the stage have sold. There are plenty of paintings of Tade and everybody else pretty much still available. I sell everything through my website, gregleach.com. You can go to the website and search by rider's name or team or tour stage, however you would like to, whatever criteria you want to use. Or, of course, they're obviously posted in chronological order. The only thing, and, it'd be cool if there was a way to do it, is you can't search by unsold. It would make life easier for people, I realize, but I'm not in control of that. So you will have to find an image and then click on it and then see if it's sold or not. In many cases, the sold paintings you can order, or you have the option to order a on-demand digital print. Last year that wasn't available, so I'm thrilled the website was able to get a new printer in fairly quick order. Speaking of quick order, this painting's just about completed. And again, you can also just go to the cycling blog where you can read about all of the paintings as well. Those descriptions are in the website posting too. And but at every blog post, you will find a direct link to each painting. Again, back to the website where you can purchase it. And as always, I appreciate you watching. And those of you who have commented, I've mentioned you previously. So please do leave a comment, a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribing, I truly wish you would. We are, the way, all the little things that YouTube does. It would be great to get to 500 followers. certain things happen once I hit that number, and I've been flirting with it, so please subscribe if you're not already. Costs you nothing. And again, love to be found. So if you found me, help others find by giving this a thumbs up, a like, subscribing. And, I haven't asked anybody to share, but if you would share these, that would be great too. So thanks again. And this is the penultimate stage. We have one more tomorrow in Paris. Be sure to look for those. Those paintings are usually very popular, particularly when they include the Eiffel Tower and the Champs-Élysées. And it's been a few years since we were able to do the Eiffel. Or do we say the Tour Eiffel? And of course we have Montmartre. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Well, I won't see you, but hopefully you'll see my paintings tomorrow.